Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In honor of 2024 and also 2025, I wanted to do an updated Q&A just with new questions and things like involving the new year and whatever, just to celebrate the new year as well. On my Instagram, I posted a little question box and I got several answers. So I'm gonna be answering those questions today. Anyway, let's get on to the first question. I'm gonna start it off with like a good New Year themed question. This question says, what are your 2025 big goals? One of my biggest goals is to start working again. I've been back home for several months now from traveling full-time. For those of you who don't know, I was traveling full-time ministry, I mean, and I came back home in July. Well, actually, backtrack. I quit my job in October of 2023, and since then I haven't been working. And when I came back home, I probably should have started working again, but I guess in my head I was just taking a break. Before Christmas, I actually talked to my former boss, and he basically said, whenever you want to come back, like, you're free to come back. I could work somewhere else, I could find somewhere else to work, but I wouldn't have the same flexibility anywhere else. To answer the question, one of my biggest goals is to start working again and just make money. And second is to obviously continue creating videos and making stuff that I love and being more creative, working towards my goals, my dreams, the things that I've like always wanted to do. Like, I hope this year will be the year that I like get things started, get the ball rolling, you know. Two people actually asked me if I plan on moving from Arkansas or if I plan on staying here forever. I've thought about it my whole life. I'm like, you know, like, would I end up living here for the rest of my life? Like, will this be a place where I settle or whatever with, you know, my future family or whatever? And the truth is, I don't really know. I don't really have any complaints with living here. Like, I like it. It's a nice little state. I would say I would probably move to a different city if I were to stay in Arkansas, somewhere a little bit bigger, just because, can't lie, like, there's nothing around here for real. I don't know. See, the thing is, like, when it comes to answering about things like in the future or whatever, like, I can't answer that. Like, I don't know, you know, like, I really don't know even what's gonna happen tomorrow. So it's like, I've even thought about like partially living in Mexico, because for those of you who don't know, my older sister moved over there and then she got married and now she lives over there, like, completely. Honestly, like, it would be kind of nice to like be over there for a little bit and then come back and then, you know, just have a place in both countries. That'd be kind of cool. This next question kind of goes along with what I just talked about. This question says, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I can't say like where I would like to see myself. Would be working full-time in the things that I love doing and being able to call like video creating my job. I would love to be doing that in my future 5 years from now. Like, I hope by then I've built up a good base, a good career, and be able to do it full time. And I don't know, like 5 years from now I'll be 25. I mean, I'm 19 now, but I'll turn 20 this year. But 5 years from now I'll be 25. I don't know, maybe I'll be married. I don't know. That's where I would want to see myself in 5 years. Again, I have no idea what's gonna happen. God only knows for real. So I know I kind of answered this in the very beginning, but another question was, are you getting a new job? And I hope I do. I texted my former boss a few days ago and he has not answered, which I guess is chill. A little context, I was supposed to start working at the beginning of the year, but my sister came over from Mexico and she was here, right? And I didn't really want to miss out on her staying here, so I didn't start right away. But I told him, like, I want to start after the holidays. That way I'm like completely here and I'm not asking off and like, you know, missing days or whatever. So I was just like, okay, let me start working after all the holidays, after New Year and all that stuff. But I texted him and he hasn't answered back, so it's given me a couple more days to like really think about it. I don't know, I'm a big overthinker, and when it comes to like big decisions like this, I'm just like, I'm like, what if this goes wrong, or what if this, what if that, and sometimes because of that, I end up backing out of taking steps. I've been praying for God to like strengthen my faith when it comes to making decisions and taking steps, just to be more bold and more, how do you say it, like in Spanish it's like ser más atrevida, you know, like be more bold, I guess. I don't know. I hope I get a job soon, for real. I need it. Okay, here is another question. It says, what is your devotional routine? If I'm being honest, lately it's slowly been getting better, but it's before recently, it's been kind of not existent. One thing I've struggled with a lot has been like discipline and like taking time to actually read my Bible. Not to say that I don't do it, but like lately I've been more conscious and more like intentional with my time with God. And so when I wake up, I'll get up, go to the bathroom real quick, come back and read my Bible. Lately I've been reading through the Old Testament, and so I'll read a couple chapters or whatever, as like however long I read. I'll kind of just like take it in, make sure I understand what I'm reading. Like if there's something that I don't get, I'll look it up, because one thing I don't want to do is just read and read and read and not internalize anything and not really take anything, or not let the word, you know, take root in my heart. One big thing is, you know, really comprehending what I read. So again, like if there's something that doesn't make sense, like I'll make sure I understand it. And then after that, I'll just pray for a little bit. Nothing crazy, just like a short prayer, thanking God for the day and just, you know, allowing him in for the day, and, you know, like letting his spirit, you know, be what leads me. It's pretty much the same thing right before I go to sleep. I'll read my Bible, I'll pray. I'd be lying if I said that I don't go on my phone sometimes before I read the Bible or straight after. I've been trying to be better at that, because, you know, God is deserving of my time and he is worthy, you know. So like only thing I can do is honor that, you know, and like give him my time, you know, like he literally gave his life for me. Least I could do is be obedient, read his word, spend time in his presence. Like so beautiful. Like who wouldn't want to do that? You know, another thing that will kind of go into this question is, what has God placed in your heart recently? This is the last question I'm going to answer for right now. I'll probably come back later because I had to go pick up my sisters. But literally last night, I'll talk about what God placed on my heart last night, which, oh my goodness, it was such like a thank you, Holy Spirit moment. The thing that I got last night was what it meant to have communion with God, and also that like our literal creation, our whole like desire, whether we know it or not, as human beings, is to be with God. Literally, we were created in his image. The purpose of humans was to dwell with God, you know, be in his presence, and for that relationship to be normal, right? Like literally Adam and Eve were like this with God. But obviously with, you know, sin and the fall of man and everything like that, you know, there's that separation. And then Jesus came and fixed up what Adam messed up. Because of that, you know, we're able to go back to our whole purpose and to our original design. And actually, a few years ago, God gave me a word about what our original design is. I was telling one of my friends, James, our literal purpose, like it's in our DNA to want and to desire God. Whether people know it or not, like that longing that we feel and that like emptiness we feel can only be filled with God. There's just something so beautiful in being in his presence, because once you get to know God and once you are aware of what being in his presence is like, then everything makes sense. Like, you know that is why, you know, you were created. That's one thing that I've thought about literally as of last night. Like literally that's our whole purpose as humans. And of course, Satan, sin, and this world has messed that up. But when someone like realizes that their whole existence, their whole purpose is to serve God, that's when things make sense. And yeah, that's what God has placed on my heart recently. Now I'm gonna go pick up my sisters before they start calling me. I'll be back later. Another question that will tie into this was, how did I know that I wanted to go into missions? And so I think I actually answered this before, or maybe I didn't, I don't know. But back in 2023, I prayed, and it was actually around this time, like in January, the beginning of the year, I prayed, and the Lord kind of just spoke what he had in store for me. Obviously, I had no idea what all that was gonna look like. I just knew there was something, that God was gonna use me for. And slowly but surely, I gained clarity that it was gonna be ministry, missions. Actually, I was supposed to join this one DTS program, the discipleship training school in California. I didn't end up going just because it did not feel correct. It didn't feel like that was where God was leading me. It may have been like the thing that I was gonna do, but it wasn't the place. And because I didn't have peace, I didn't have like that security, I just kept seeking God, and he led me to actually take down my application. And once I did that, I felt so much relief. And then I was led to EJM, Eddie James Ministries, and I spent my time there, and it just felt right. Like, it just felt like it was what God had called me to do, especially concerning the word that he had given me about, my future and what I was going to be doing. Yeah, it was just this overwhelming peace, this security, and knowing that it was God who was leading me here is what really confirmed to me that this was somewhere that I was meant to be, and so that's how I knew, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing for this time at this season of my life. 3 people actually asked me if I was ever going to come back to South Africa. I wish I could. I would love to. For those of you who don't know, I visited South Africa with EJM, and we were there for 10 days for a conference that was happening. And I was there. It was like literally the most incredible experience of my life. Like, I literally have never experienced something like that. Not just because we were in like a whole different country, in a whole different continent. That's not really what did it for me. It was just like the genuine worship and love for God that the people there had. And it was just, oh my goodness, it was beautiful. I can't even begin to express or explain like the things that we experienced. The only people that I could ever like talk to about this would be the people that were there also. It was just so beautiful. I would love to go again and visit everyone that I saw and got to know in East London. Shout out. That's actually where we were, at the Faith Dome in East London. Honestly, I would love to go and visit just like any other part. That'd be awesome. I've actually recently been watching this one YouTuber, and he went to Cape Town, and he went and visited the penguins, like, which I didn't even know like there were penguins down there. I'm pretty sure EJM is going this year, but obviously I'm not part of EJM anymore, so I'm not gonna go like with them. Maybe I should, maybe I could, maybe I would. Just kidding, I don't know. If Eddie wants me to go, take me. Someone asked me, are you planning on going to college? Honestly, I've thought about it, because for some reason, since I've come back home, almost like every adult in my life has asked me that, and I'm like, please, like a hello would be nice. Hey, how are you? Have you been? Like, please don't ask me if I'm going back to school, because it just, I don't know, that question like irks me for some reason. I've thought about it, and honestly, if it were like not expensive, I would definitely do it, because honestly, I don't know why I've been getting like school student withdrawals. I don't know, I kind of miss being a student, which is insane. Like, I would never go back to high school ever in my life, but something about like experiencing like the college life sounds so intriguing for some reason. Like, I don't know, am I crazy for that? Because I'm sure like a bunch of college students would be like, please don't do it. But honestly, like, I wish I could do it just for the experience. And also, like, I don't know, I like learning, and I would love to gain more knowledge. I've thought about like maybe doing like, okay, when I say I've thought about it, it's just I've thought about it, not that I'm actually gonna go do it. I've wanted to like do maybe like a Christian school, of course, a Bible school, learn more about the Bible, history, context, and everything like that, just be more knowledgeable in that. I've also thought about film school. I actually oh my goodness, I don't know what I was thinking, but when I was a senior, I was applying to a college, and I was gonna major in like film or whatever, but girl, don't even play, because I never finished the application. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, because I knew I was never gonna go to college. I would love to do it if it didn't like cost what it does, but it sounds like a fun experience. Would I be responsible enough to pass my classes? I don't think I'm irresponsible enough to let myself fail, but I don't care enough to like try to like do above and beyond, you know what I mean? I did good enough to pass, but not like, I didn't care like enough to like be studying all night or whatever, like doing overtime for no reason. Like, I graduated just like everyone else. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to talk down on like education and schooling or whatever, because like it's important. It is. But when it comes to like extra education, I don't think it's necessary for everyone. My whole life, like, my parents never forced it on me, which I'm very glad. And honestly, it's like a rare thing, especially for foreign parents, or like immigrant parents, because it's like, oh, like they want their kids to like go to school and get the opportunities that they didn't have or whatever. My dad, he literally did extra schooling. He graduated high school, did his extra schooling in like mechanic school, like technical school. My mom, however, didn't. Pretty sure like she just never finished school. She like went to junior high in California and then like never went back. But again, it's like I see them as like evidence that you sometimes don't need it. Like, my parents are both like successful business owners, and again, like my dad, my parents, like they never forced it on us. But of course, like, they wouldn't be mad if I wanted to go to school too. I've thought about it, of course, but I'm probably not gonna do it anytime soon, unless someone wants to pay for me to go. Just kidding. Not really though. I'm going on to the final questions now. Someone said, what is something you're most looking forward to God doing this year in your life? I kind of talked about it earlier, but one thing I really want, or hope to see this year, is just God's promises, the things that He's promised me, my family, to actually be fulfilled, and for us to be able to see those things come to life, and for us to live out the promises of God. And another thing is how I said, like, I want God to strengthen my faith when it comes to being more bold, being more confident in my identity, to know that when God has spoken something over me, I'm capable of doing those things. And just having that faith that can move mountains. Just be so like bold in my belief in God and the things that He can do. Just take more leaps of faith. God has promised so much to me, to my family, and to be able to see those things come to pass is something that I truly desire, because I've seen it already happening. I've seen it happen in my life, in people around me, and so I know God can, and I know He will. So those are just some things that I'm looking forward to God doing this year, and just in general in my life. Like, God is so good. He has been so good to me, to my family, to the people I know around me. Like, there's evidence of Him all around, and I can't begin to deny His power, because I've experienced it. Like, I know it. These last couple questions are kind of insane. Bro, what? I really got asked. ¿Y el novio? Bye. Si lo encuentran, me dicen, porque yo no sé. Someone asked me, where's the boyfriend? Boy, I wish I knew, because I don't know either. You're asking me? You're asking me? No, on a serious note, I'm not really interested in like dating right now. Obviously, like, if it happens, it happens. But like, just where I'm at right now, like, there's no one to even talk to. Like, at God's timing, He will provide the perfect guy, the perfect man of God, because I'm not settling for these little boys. Been there, done that. Nah. Not doing that ever again. You hear me? Never again. Anyway, last question, maybe. Have you ever been to Cuba? No, I have not. I would love to. I actually don't know anything about Cuba or Cubans or like anything. Like, I don't know what's there other than like, I'm pretty sure that's the place where like the old antique cars, like the old, I don't know. It'd be cool. I do actually want to visit a lot of Latin American, South American countries. I don't know. I think it'd be cool, for real. But have I been to Cuba? No, I haven't. Last question. Will you teach me how to salsa? I'm flattered that you even think I know how to dance salsa. But I hate to break it to you, I don't even know how to dance like any type of Latin dance, like merengue, cumbia, bachata, salsa, ni me digas, because I don't even know, for real. Like, I just move to the beat, but I don't dance like I don't dance. I don't dance these styles. Like, I just don't know. Like, I didn't grow up around, well, actually, that's a lie. My family, like my extended family at parties and stuff, like would dance or whatever. But like my parents, the other family members I'm closer to, like we're not that type of people. Not that there's anything wrong with it, I guess. I don't know. I'm just unfamiliar. So I'll teach you when I get taught, I guess. Or we could go take lessons together because I don't know how to dance salsa. Sorry. Anyway, guys, that is the final question. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys learned a little bit more about me and, you know, my vision for this year, and just what God has in store is going to be so amazing. I know it because his plans are good. His plans are good. I cannot wait to see the progress I make this year. I hope my boss calls me back because I need to start working. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed every second of it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.